Tonight I'm going to start working on the water pump on a 1996 Dodge 318. This runs from 1994 to 2001. The water pump is going to be a little bit tricky to get to. And also while I'm doing this, my compressor for my AC I think has been giving me trouble for about 2 years. I'm not quite for sure on that. I'm going to look at it and we might change that out also. Okay, the first thing that you want to do is disconnect your battery. The reason you're doing this is because when it all folds out, you're going to have to fold your alternator over and you don't want to create any sparks or anything. Now we're kind of doing this backwards. We took the fan shroud off. We shouldn't have done that first, but it's pretty easy. Mine only has 2 bolts. Yours might have 4. Mine has been in a wreck before. That might be the reason. The bolts are right here, as you can see, and it's the same way on the other side. Now you also got your overflow and your windshield wiper stuff. Now it comes up, and that one, all you got to do is undo that hose. You can put it anywhere. That one, it's got an electric connection on it to tell you whenever your windshield wiper fluid's getting low. I just put it over there. I'm not worried about it. The fan itself, I don't know if you're going to have good light on this or not, but they make a special tool on this, but we don't have that. Get that light over there, Brady, on the boat. Yeah, okay. Now, like I was saying, they make a special tool, but we didn't want to go to AutoZone tonight. We was going to go tomorrow anyway. You can put the wrench on it using the crow's foot side on one bolt and press it up against this one. You can get a piece of pipe as a cheater bar, hold it, then the big bolt or big nut, that is 1 7/16 inches. This is 1/2 inch little bolts. Once you do that, then you can take it off, and then I'll show you the rest whenever we get there. Once you got your fan and your fan shroud out of the way, the next thing that you need to do is remove your air breather. Your air breather is held on by a simple hose clamp and some clips. It's going to be on like this. Once you pop these clips and then loosen up on your hose clamp, then you need to move it back a little bit because the clip's right here and it'll come off. Also, you need to look and see if you have an O-ring right here. Mine does not anymore. I don't know what has happened to it, but my throttle body fins are very dirty. There's been air coming from not from the air filter, but in right here, and it's time to replace that. But once you remove the top portion of your air breather, then you can take the filter out and get to this screw right here. This screw, I don't really know what size it is. I use pliers. It's not really torqued down that much, and the nut stays into the air breather. Once you do that, pop it off. You're done with that and on to the next step. It's time to take off the serpentine belt. Here's a picture on my truck just in case if you don't have it. And that's what my belt routing looks like as of right now. The tensioner is a 15 millimeter. Right here. Then just pick up on it a little bit and off she goes. Once you got your serpentine belt off, then you can spin it and see if you have any problems, any play or anything. Mine doesn't have any play, but it does have that squeak, if you can hear that. Once you're done with checking that out, then you can start removing bolts. I'm removing this one, there's 2 right there, and then I'll figure out what else I have to remove. This is 15 millimeter, those are halves. Once you remove the 4 bolts here, and there, then you need to remove these 2 clips. And the AC compressor should come out of your way. You need to make sure to get that off, of course. There it is. Now for removing the alternator, you're going to have one 9/16 bolt here and another one here with a nut on it. Then also you're going to have a 1/2 inch bolt that is holding your dipstick and your ground for your alternator on. Once you do that, it should come free. This is your accessory bracket for your alternator and your AC. And I've noticed that these are all threaded all the way up to the top except for this one right here and the one right here. There's also a tricky bolt right down here. I'll show you whenever I get the water pump off and what all bolts are for it. Now these are all the bolts and the water pump. As you can tell that there are 3 longer bolts, and all it is flipped around. So that means that these should be on the passenger side, that should be on the driver's side. There's going to be 4 other short bolts there. Also, I cut the hose because of how bad mine was, and it was just a whole lot easier. A lot of people recommend replacing this hose anyway, so that's why I did that. Now once you get your water pump off, you have to take the pulley off also if you're going to get a refurbished pump. Now if you notice, there's 4 long bolts and there's 3 short bolts. Just keep that in mind whenever you're assembling it again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this fan, put it back on, and then use this combo to hold it and use the 1/2 inch to loosen it. Now you probably should have done this on the truck, but I'm learning as I go too. Now for the pipe that comes off the water pump, what I did was I used a pair of channel locks and squeezed, and it just came off like that. Some of them are a little bit harder than mine, some of them are a little bit easier. But now I'm done. That's the way mine looked pretty bad. Oh, kind of tore up pretty good. Now remember, whenever you're installing your water pump, always clean the gasket area really good. I mean, that sounds very common sense, but sometimes it can be overmissed. Okay, once you get that gasket area cleaned up for the water pump, it's just all reverse order from there. I really appreciate that you watched this video. Thank you. I'm a new YouTuber, and just tell me if I can get better in any way. Thank you.